Welcome to the Biazo weekend warm-up. We're looking ahead at the weekend against Waterkloof Juventus as well as Danville on a Sunday. So we've got a double header this coming weekend. Tomorrow is Matchday 6, Waterkloof Juventus against FC Biazo, and then on Sunday we are hosting Danville. So it's going to be another one of those tough ones where you've got two games coming through in one weekend, less than 24 hours apart. It should be quite taxing on the guys, and it's not just two games in a weekend, but it's two tough games in a weekend. We're looking at Waterkloof Juventus, who is not an easy team to play against. They've always been a tough opponent, and at this point in time I think we're going to be playing against a Juventus team that is hungry for a win. Looking at their current form, they've won the first three games, but they've been drawing games, which means now they want to make amends, they want to score the goals, they want to win games. So they'll definitely be coming up against us with that mindset and that mentality. With the same vein, Danville also hasn't been doing very well. They've lost quite a number of games, and they will definitely be looking to make amends of that, right? So it's actually going to be quite tough games over the next 2 days. Now, one interesting thing that we need to consider is that Juventus, generally they are a tough team to play against, right? We've spoken about that. Danville is one other team that we tend to struggle to play against them, and they have gotten the upper hand against us. We did speak to the coach about the upcoming games, and he did also mention that, look, in the preseason games, there was games where we did come up tops against Danville. However, those were preseason games, so they don't carry the same kind of weight. They don't count in a sense. So that, as much as it may give us something to look up to, it doesn't give us a sense of what to expect. So like I said, we did catch up with the coach earlier on, and this is what he had to say about this coming weekend.
Okay, so last weekend we were supposed to play against Westview on Matchday 5. So Westview showed up very late, and according to the rules of the game, the referee had to call the game off. It was walkover for us. That means we collected 3 points with a 2-0 win. You know, yeah. On the day, what was important is the points, but I'm sure one or the other we robbed some goals that we could have scored on the day. So one can be happy that we managed to collect 3 points without hard work, which doesn't happen more often. You know, you needed to rest. So I think the boys have rested enough, preparing for this double weekend that this coming weekend, where we are playing on Saturday. We are playing against Waterkloof Juventus. Sunday we are playing against Danville United. So I think the last weekend walkover has helped us in terms of fitness. People couldn't play football. The only thing we had to is to practice again the following week. So tomorrow is a tough one against Waterkloof Juventus. We have played them twice. They have beaten us both times that we played against them. So tomorrow is not going to be an easy ride. But hey, we wanted to join the league for a moment like this. So now tomorrow is an opportunity again that we have to fight to end that. Because we have played them twice, we have lost the first game 2-1 where we had them. But I think the interruption of the rain also on the day, killed a bit of our rhythm. The second game, it was again a 1-0, which I was happy. I can say that last season, one of our best games that I could see that we played football, though we lost. It was against them where we lost 1-0. We went back home happy that we played good football on the day, but only that the results were not on our side. So tomorrow, as I said already, that if we have to change this spell against Juventus, it's us. We have to change this. We cannot be a team that we try our best, but at the end of the day, they win football games. They are a good side. They know how to grind results. That you cannot take away from them. They might have a bad spell like where they have drawn twice, so they are looking for that win. It's also playing against Biazo. They know what type of team we are. So we are ready for tomorrow. Sunday we are off. We are again we are playing Danville. Danville again. We also have a bad record against Danville. We played them twice. First they will beat us 4-3. The second round they beat us again 2-1. So both teams that we are playing on Sunday, they have beaten us. We don't have a win. The only win that I can remember against Danville, it was on a preseason where we beat them. I think it was 5-2 or 5-1, something like that in a preseason. But that was preseason. So against Danville, we can build upon those pre-season results and see that's where we can encourage the boys from that. This is the same Danville we played. Yes, they might be missing some players on that pre-season match, but you can build. That's the same name, Danville United. So against Danville, and again another tough encounter. You don't know what to expect from them. You know, the results might not be coming for them, but they're a good side. They've been champions for this league before, so you cannot underestimate someone that has won the league before.
All right, Coach, so you spoke about the Westview game, that it was a missed opportunity in terms of goals that you could have scored against them. Just one other thing about that game. So in those last 10 minutes before kickoff, the rain started pouring down quite heavily, and the boys had to wait on the line until 2 o'clock, which is kickoff time, before the ref could blow it over. Would you say that on Saturday you literally went there to get wet and then collect 3 points?
You can say, you can put it that. I think that was the price for our 3 points. The rain. I mean, the rain just came there for like 5-10 minutes. But it went pouring like crazy, you know. I mean, all of us were wet. I was wet completely, you know. So I'm happy that we didn't just get wet for no reason. At least we came out with 3 points. It would have been bad getting wet like that, going home without a point. So I'm happy with that we came home with 3 points. That changes everything on the log as well.
So looking at the coming games, match day 6 and 7, Juventus currently sitting 5th on the log. You've eclipsed them now with Biazo sitting on top. But looking at their record, in their last 5 games, or the first 5 games of the season, they've won the first 3, but they've drawn the last 2. What does that tell you about the kind of opponent you're coming to face tomorrow?
The thing with Juventus, I think the fact that they came from, they were delegated from SAB, becomes a target for each and every team to prove a point with them. You see, so whenever every team plays in the league, you find that on the day so and so has just picked up their game, they have drawn against Juventus, have beaten Juventus. So it's some sort of people trying to prove a point that, listen, you are big, but we also show that we can play the game. So I think tomorrow, basically, we're not going to treat it as a game that we want to try to prove a point to anyone. We have played them twice, they have beaten us twice. I've seen them that they're a good side. You see, so whenever teams tend to lose their games against Waterkloof Juventus, I understand. This is the nature of the game, whereby small teams tend to, lose their bar against bigger teams. But with us tomorrow is a game that I'm looking forward to collect 3 points. I'm not looking forward to prove a point to Juventus. I've seen them that they're a good side. So tomorrow we have to fight for 3 points, and I can assure you that tomorrow is not going to be an easy ride. If we have to come out 3 points, it's going to be one hell of a fight.
So one hell of a fight that you have on Saturday, and then immediately after that, less than 24 hours later, you are up against Danville. Looking at their record as well, they won 1, they drew their second, and then they've lost the last 3. It's definitely a team that is hungry, looking to win and turn things around on their side.
Yeah, true. If you look at Danville results against Oliven, they lost 1-0. That shows you that they are tired of losing. They really wanted to win. So a 1-0. That was a professional score for Oliven, but Oliven couldn't get. Danville had to be on the losing side. So you can say that's a team. That is a team that you expected. Because against, if you look at their results, there are some games they were conceding a lot of goals. There was a day they conceded 5. Another day they conceded, I think 2. I think 3. Another day they have been conceding, but against Oliven, which is a good side in the league, but they managed to concede only 1. So they have been working, I'm sure, on their defensive part. And again, they are playing against Biazo, that is on top of the log. They know the quality of Biazo. So on Sunday again is a tough one. I'm telling you, it's a tough encounter that you don't know what to expect. If there's a team that in the league that you don't know what to expect, it's Danville. You see, tomorrow they might lose to somebody, but next thing they have beaten so and so. So it's a team that bring that element of surprise in each and every moment you play them.
What does your squad look like? Are there any concerns or worries that you have ahead of the weekend?
So far, I might talk about Terry. Terry, our goalkeeper, he has a ground injury. Then we also have, since we are playing Saturday and Sunday, we might not have majority of other players on a Sunday. Some they are available on Saturday, some they are available on Sunday. So we just have to mix it up to manage these 2 games. But I cannot complain about our squad at the moment. The only person that I can mention at the moment, I think, is Terry, that has a groin injury, and who else? Maybe the red card that Prince is going to be missing again against only 1 game against Waterkloof on Saturday. But apart from that, everyone is fit. Everyone knows the caliber of teams that we are playing against on Saturday and Sunday, and they are ready. These boys, they are ready to fight. I can see it from them at practice, from the conversations that I have with them. They are willing to fight for the 3 points.
All right, coach, all the best this coming weekend. Hope you come out with all the 6 points.
Thank you.
Last weekend was actually an interesting one where we were up against one of the new guys, Westview FC. Looking at the one game they had played previously, they played against another new team, which is Unisa, and they lost quite heavily. We had an expectation that it will definitely not be an easy game. However, we also expected that we were going to win the game and score quite a number of goals, which unfortunately didn't happen. We literally got there, the guys were ready, they were pumped up, they were amped up, and they didn't show up. So we literally stood on the line for the 10-15 minutes waiting for the time, the kickoff time, before the ref could actually blow the whistle, and it's a walkover. The guys literally got poured with rain. They were soaking wet after that. And I guess that was the price for the 3 points. Unfortunately, that only gave us a 2-goal advantage and nothing more. So the guys got 2 goals and could not make up more than that. And it is what it is. We need to now go back and make up more goals and more points out of the remaining games in the league. Earlier on, we also caught up with Garabo just to get his sense in terms of what he's expecting this coming weekend, and also just to get a view of what the impact of last weekend not playing, what it was like on the team, what it actually meant in terms of does it work for the team, does it work against the team, and this is what Garabo had to say about it.
It's a tough game for both teams. It will be a tough game. Going in, we are working very hard and we're trying to maintain the momentum and the spirit of winning. So I think it will not be an easy game, but we are working hard. That's all I know, is that we are working hard, we're preparing. It's more like war, and you can't go to war without preparing. You have to have your guns and all that.
So last weekend you were up against Westview,
Yeah.
and they didn't pitch for the game. So you literally, it was a walkover. You just went there to get wet and then collect 3 points. Does that work in your favor or against you in terms of keeping momentum and maybe resting on the other hand? How does that affect you as players?
It goes both ways. At the very same time, it's like we're getting rest because we have different difficult games coming up. So we used last week as a resting time. But also, it's also negative because we've lost goals. Goal difference, it counts. And also, I wanted to see Lavas back in action. It was an amazing time to be with him. So I was willing to see Lavas back in action. I was also well prepared. I had to assist Lungelo. That was my target. But yeah, it didn't happen. But I'm glad that we even got time to rest.
What is the morale like in the camp with the guys looking ahead into the coming games?
All I can say is we have positive energy. Everyone is working hard. We are committed. This is football. If you are not committed, you can't expect good results. So the atmosphere is great. I enjoy being with my teammates and working out with them. It's a great experience.
What should we expect from starting with the Juventus game?
It's a difficult one, but all I know is that I believe in us. So definitely we're going for a win. It's a win. It's a must win actually. We don't have any choice. I can give you, Betway, they say over 1.5. So yeah, straight win for FC Biazo and over 1.5.
All right, and then Sunday game against Danville?
The Sunday one against Danville. Man, thinking about Juventus game, fatigue, and it will be a very difficult game due to our previous game, obviously, but also it's a win over 1.5. We have quality players, we have quality team that I trust and believe in. We can do this.
Right, Garawa, thank you so much, and all the best this coming weekend.
Thank you.
One of the areas that we want to talk a little bit about is just the matter of the squad, the size of the squad, how important it becomes. most of our teams, it's young players who are either students or in school, and when we get to this time of the year, quite a number of them tend to go home, and or occasionally they are unavailable. Even with the workers, the older guys as well, the same thing tends to apply. And in one of the chats I had with one of the coaches in the other team, he actually mentioned that it's important to have a big enough squad in this league so that you are not affected by those availability challenges, the rotation that comes up. And I think this is the time where you see that actually that becomes a factor. I mean, if you look at our team, for instance, one of the players that has been quite key in our midfield is Jackie, and he has not been around for quite some time, and we don't expect him to be back until next year. So you've had to make changes, and you need able players who can come in and fill in that role. Right now, we've got guys like last week the coach spoke about Langa, who has now gone home, Bilo, who has now gone home. And you know, those are the kind of things that affect us. More guys have subsequently gone since then. Prince has now got a red card, which he served his one game last week. He's serving tomorrow, and then on Sunday he should become available. So again, the size of the squad and the readiness of the players to come in and fill in becomes quite a crucial point, and it becomes very important at this point. So you need to keep the players fresh, keep them ready to jump in and actually make the impact. So we should be, I mean, these two games this weekend plus the one next week is actually going to start testing our squads quite a bit. We'll see which squads are more stretched, and it should be quite an interesting. And I think these are the things that make our league also more exciting and more challenging, not just an easy run for everyone, you know. So Karabo has given us his expectations in terms of a clear straight victory for Biazo Saturday and Sunday. So I mean, bias, yes. I'm also expecting that we will win both games. The Saturday game, I think we will get a 2-0 victory against Waterkloof Juventus. On Sunday, it will probably be a tougher one, tougher than expected. And I think if we can score early enough, which we will actually win that game quite comfortably. I think we'll probably come out 3-1 against that. Towards the end of the game, the legs might get a bit tired, concentration might start to work against us, but we should still win. It's 3-1. And with that, that is your Biazo weekend warm-up. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and I hope we come back with all 6 points.